Hello everybody. I'll do some maintenance things that I forgot to do. So, hope you all are having a wonderful day. I just got some awesome new teas in and they're amazing. This one's mint chocolate chip. Didn't know they made those, but they're fantastic. So, one question real fast that a lot of people ask, no matter what stage of life you're in. What supplements should you be taking? It's a really good question. Here's the thing, every person is different. The supplements you take are dependent upon your nutrition, your activity, and your lifestyle. Simply put, if you have a mutation like the MTHR mutation, your body doesn't process folic acid, so you need folate. That knocks out a lot of supplements because you're not doing your body any good taking them, okay? It also depends upon where you are in life. Are you pregnant? Are you nursing? Are you trying to get pregnant? Or are you just not pregnant or nursing? You're just trying to keep up with kids or trying to keep up with your job. And what job you have depends upon what you need for energy. If you have an office job, great. You're probably not going to need all of the energy or supplements and B vitamins that are going to keep your body moving as if you were running a marathon, working on a farm, cowboying, riding horses all day long. Two totally different needs. So, these are some guidelines. This is a routine of mine that I have developed over several years. And I'm going to outline this by saying I am a terrible pill taker, supplement taker. Terrible at it. If I can eat it, if I can drink it, or apply it, I'm a lot more likely to continue with it and stick with it. So this is just going to be my overall arching things that I do every day, regardless of whether I'm pregnant, nursing, keeping up with kids in the farm, okay? Just to kind of make it a blanket overall. I will go into some of the other ones that I tend to do either when I'm pregnant or nursing. If you have specific questions, message me. We can get into a lot more details that way. Ningxia Red. So that's my first one. This is, I absolutely love, honestly. It is high in a lot of your micro minerals and vitamins that a lot of our food is lacking. It's high in antioxidants. Guys, it's got more vitamin C in 2 ounces than... There it goes. Okay. Our Wi-Fi is apparently going to be weird again today. I don't know why, other than the wind is blowing like 30 miles an hour outside. So, I might need to check my trees to see if we're getting interference again. But, so Ningxia Red. 2 ounces is my normal. When I am pregnant, that goes up. When I'm tired, that goes up. When I'm nursing, it goes up. Guys, this is something that you're probably not going to overdose on Ningxia Red. More than likely. If you do, you will most likely reach what was called the vitamin C threshold first. And it's not going to hurt you. You're just going to have a flush, basically. You're going to have a quick burst of diarrhea and it's going to be done. That's how your body gets rid of the extra vitamin C. I like to do mine, especially in the summertime. I'll mix in with a little LaCroix, some lemon or maybe grapefruit vitality oils, just for that extra flavor, fizz. The lemon is also a really good detoxer. It's really good for moving your liver as well, and it tastes really good. Grapefruit vitality is also another really good one for supporting vitamin C. If you bruise easy, is another one that's really good to take, which is why I tend to put it into my regimen. And if you're struggling with fluid retention, it's another really good one to have on hand. My kids also love Ningxia Red. Like, I guess he started drinking it probably a year. Both of my kids love it. I usually start them out with like an ounce, and then they go up from here. My 4-year-old is now drinking about 2 ounces, unless she can convince me to share some of my bubbly Ningxia in the afternoon. And my son usually drinks about an ounce. He's almost 2. But yeah, so that's my biggest one, and that's kind of works also as my all-around multivitamin. There are some other vitamins I'll talk about later that I tend to take consistently if I'm lacking on something or feel like I'm lacking on something. For example, if I'm craving dairy, dairy's high in calcium. Probably lacking something in the calcium, so I'll go take my calcium supplement. I've just learned to kind of pick and choose based on what my body feels, what I'm craving, what I need to fill those different things. Or nutritional gaps, mostly. I'm still learning this, but it is something I'm getting a lot better at just noticing what my body actually needs and then taking that right away instead of waiting until it's actually deficient. At night, so now we're going to go into some things that I apply frequently. Digest. Over my intestines, around my belly button. Why? Because I tend to swing. My digestive system swings very easily from constipated to diarrhea. Part of that, and this is even when I'm eating clean, the good healthy foods, the whole foods, avoiding dairy and gluten, which tend to be my food sensitivities, and high fructose corn syrup. My system just swings. Part of that is because I don't have a gallbladder. Part of that is my genetics. It's something I've learned to deal with, but by taking the Digest and applying it each night, I can keep my colon moving regularly. Why is that important? We'll talk about that more later. But basically, you need your colon to eliminate the poop that you've built up to flush your body and your toxins out. If it's not getting out, you're reabsorbing. The other one I apply every night is Endoflex. This is one that works to support your liver. It works to support your hormones and your hormone balance. Your liver is your primary detoxer. So Endoflex and Digest work very closely together. I have to support my liver, especially with allergen filters and detoxing, because I don't have a gallbladder. Yes, your liver produces the bile. Your gallbladder actually works to concentrate that bile in flushes through your digestive system and helps eliminate those toxins and the allergens that build up both in your food and your environment that are getting into your digestive system. This is why a lot of people, after they don't have a gallbladder, all of a sudden they've got allergies. Either food allergies or environmental allergies, because your gallbladder is no longer there taking those allergens out. Okay? We can talk more on that later as well. That's why these two systems I have to support these two very closely together, because even if I'm regular but my liver's lacking, I'm not getting rid of the toxins in my body, and that's screwing up the rest of my systems, the hormone systems, the balances, which leads to whole other things. Okay? That's all we're going to say about that for now. We can talk more on that later, because I could talk for hours on that. Hormone balance is important. With that, in my nightly lineup is Progestins Plus Serum. This is one you can overdo, okay? Because it is a serum, your body actually absorbs it. How do you know if you've used too much? Well, if you're low in progesterone, you tend to be moody, draggy, just don't feel very good. You boost your progesterone levels, you feel better. You have the energy. You maybe have a libido streak. You feel better. If you overshoot that, you tend to get the mood swings again. Okay? Most women are actually, or a lot of them anyway, are actually low in your progesterone. And this affects a lot of fertility issues in keeping those pregnancies going. I started taking this one after my first miscarriage. That's how I started. I've taken it through my son and my daughter, both through probably about the second trimester, roughly. And usually by then I just start forgetting, honestly. But by then also the placenta is producing enough progesterone. You really don't need that additional boost to keep it going. So sometime in the second trimester I usually drop it off. yeah. So those are the ones I tend to apply. And that one I usually apply just down the back of my neck. It really doesn't matter. You can do it right over your uterus if you want. That's the ones I apply regularly, without a doubt, nonstop. The pill forms that I normally take, and by normally I mean like I didn't forget or my children reminded me because they wanted their vitamins. Super B. I've talked about this one before too if you've watched any of my Facebook or Instagram stuff. It is high in all of your B vitamins, which gives you the energy you need. Your body needs B vitamins to function. It's part of the critical ATP chain, which fuels your body. Okay? That's why if you're low in B vitamins, you tend to have a lot of issues with just brain fog and sluggish and tired. If you're really, really deficient, some people have issues with passing out because their body just can't keep going if you don't have those B vitamins, specifically B12. Essential Zyme is another one I take regularly. Why? Because it helps me to break down my food. It also helps to break down some other toxins and crap in my gut, depending on when you take it. I don't have a gallbladder. We've said this. It's hard for me to break down some of these foods, which is why you tend to get sensitivities, allergies, whatnot. So I take those enzymes to just try and help my gut function. The company I get these through has four different ones. I take the Essential Zyme regularly because it's the best all-around one pill. They also have one that's like 4, and it's like, if you take this, eat this, take this, that's too much brain power for me. So I just stick with the one because that's simple, that's easy. I do have an Allerzyme. It's specifically formulated for those gluten, soy, dairy things that if I get into gluten or dairy, accidentally or intentionally, I take 1 or 2 of those and usually can get through it without too many side effects. Another thing I just started taking recently was it's a gallbladder formula. Check the blog. It's Dr. Berg's gallbladder formula. And basically this is just bile salts. That's all it is. It's helping my body break down those allergens and those foods even further by giving my body more of the bile that it's no longer getting. So when you don't have a gallbladder, your liver creates the bile and it just kind of leaks into your system. It doesn't go to the holding cell and then flushes when you eat into your system. It just kind of slowly leaks there, which is why after you have your gallbladder out, they recommend slow eating, frequent meals. Don't eat a big meal because you don't have that gallbladder to push that bile into there and help break down all that food. It's also why I kind of started switching to snacking. I felt better because I didn't have that sluggish gut afterwards. So those are the ones I take regularly. Others that I use off and on depending upon where I am in my cycle. Harmony. It's a blend, it's an essential oil. Not really sure why it works, I'll be completely honest. But I have found that when I apply it over my uterus, my mood stays better, I don't have the swings as much, and I'm more level out throughout the day. I also sleep better at night. So, no clue why that works. It was a tip I got from somebody I decided to try and went, wow, this really does work. No clue why. I haven't looked into it, haven't had the time. So, take that for what it's worth. It'd be the first half of your cycle. So your first half of your cycle, your estrogen starts going up, right? Then you ovulate. That's why women tend to be horny and have high libido around ovulation, because your estrogen is high. And then estrogen comes down while progesterone goes up. That's how you keep... Estrogen gets you pregnant, progesterone keeps you pregnant. That's the simplified version. So, around that time, or if my husband wants to get a little frisky and I'm just not in the mood, because that happens a lot, actually, I will use estrogen blends. Clary Sage, Lady Sacral, Scholar Essence. I guess Clary Sage is a single, but apply these your inner thighs or over your uterus. It helps you to A, get in the mood, and B, get a little bit of moisture going there, so it's not quite so uncomfortable. Plus you actually enjoy yourself more. So, hot tip there. Caution with this one. If you are pregnant, do not use these. Or use extreme caution if you are pregnant and choose to use them. Why? Because they're estrogen boosters. They tend to boost your body's estrogen levels, which can bring you to preterm labor. So if you're in that last month and really just kind of want to get this done, by all means, apply it. There are protocols, and message me and I can shoot you the one I have out of my book, about different protocols that women have used and had success with it. I have not had success getting labor going. I've had success keeping labor going with them, though. So, disclaimer there, estrogen-based or promoting supplements and oils, use caution when pregnant, okay? Especially if you're a high-risk pregnancy. So, that's what I have for my supplement list. Making sure I got them all here real fast. And yeah, the Ningxia Digest Indoflex Pro Plus. Those are my everyday, without a doubt. Super B, Essential Zyme, bile salts, if I don't forget them. Everything else is kind of hit and miss, depending on what I need at the time. So if you have specific questions, call, ask, don't call, message me, and I will see what I can do to find out what you need and see what I can do to help you, or at least point you in the right direction. So, we'll talk to you all later.